I remember picking up my handheld drill, ready to get a simple job done, and that dead silence, when I pressed the button, made me wonder if the battery was gone for good, or if there was still a way to bring it back. It's a moment every homeowner has run into, and it always feels the same. But before you toss that battery aside, there's a simple way to check what's really going on, and maybe bring it back to life, without spending a dime. First, I set the drill aside and grabbed both battery packs to see what was going on. I clipped a small washer onto each terminal so I had a clean spot to touch, then used a simple LED test lead. When I touched the LED to the yellow pack, it lit up right away, which told me it was delivering power. But when I touched the red pack, nothing happened. No flicker, no glow, not even a weak pulse. This quick LED check is an easy way for you to see which battery is alive and which one has dropped too low to wake the drill. It takes only a few seconds and gives you a clear first clue before you do anything else. Next, I brought out a basic multimeter to confirm what the LED test hinted at. I set it to DC voltage and touched the probes to the terminals on each battery. The yellow pack showed a steady reading right in the range you expect from a healthy drill battery. Then I checked the red one. The screen barely moved. It sat so low that the charger couldn't even recognize it. This step gives you a clear number to work with. If the voltage is too low, the charger won't start the cycle and the drill will act dead. Knowing the exact reading helps you decide whether the battery can be revived or if something deeper is going on inside. Let me know your location in the comments. What state are you in, and what projects are you working on at home? After checking the voltage, I snapped both packs into the charger to see how they behaved. The yellow one clicked in and the light came on right away. That told me the charger recognized it and was ready to top it off. But when I tried the red pack, nothing happened. No light and no response. When a battery is too low, most chargers refuse to start, and it looks completely dead, even though it may still be recoverable. To give the weak pack a fair shot, I set up 2 simple jump wires. You can do the same with a pair of scrap electrical wires. Strip both ends so you have clean copper exposed. Then tighten a small washer onto each end. The washer gives you a solid contact point and keeps the wire from slipping when you touch it to the battery terminals. When you prepare jump wires like this, you get better control and you avoid shorting anything by accident. Take a moment to check your connections and make sure the wire is flexible enough to reach both packs without pulling. This small setup makes the next step safer and a lot easier to handle. With the jump wires ready, I touched the positive terminal of the good pack to the positive terminal of the dead one. Then did the same with the negative side. You only need to hold the connection for a short moment. This lets a small charge move from the healthy pack into the weak one, just enough to wake it up so a charger can recognize it. Keep your hands steady and avoid letting the wires cross. After a brief touch, the dead pack often gains enough voltage to move on to the next step. Another way to nudge a dead pack back to life is by using 2 small pieces of steel cut from a soda can. The metal from a steel can is thin, sturdy, and conducts well. I cut 2 strips each big enough to cover a battery terminal without bending. Then I pressed 1 strip to the positive side of the good pack and the other to the positive side of the weak pack, letting them touch just long enough to pass a small charge. I repeated the same step on the negative terminals. This method works the same way as the jump wires. It gives the dead pack a quick boost so the charger can recognize it. Keep the strips flat and steady so you stay in control during the transfer. If you don't have wires or steel strips handy, a pair of metal keys can do the job in a pinch. Keys are solid conductors and easy to hold. I pressed one key to the positive terminal of the good pack and the other end to the positive terminal of the dead one, then repeated the same step on the negative side. You only keep the contact for a brief moment. The goal is to give the weak pack just enough voltage to wake up. Hold the keys firmly so they don't slip, and make sure they never touch each other while both ends are on the terminals. After giving the pack a boost, I grabbed the meter again and checked the terminals. This time, the red pack showed a clear voltage reading instead of sitting at 0. That small change told me the cells were awake and ready for a proper charge. A quick check like this helps you know right away if the jump was successful. With voltage back on the pack, I set it into the charger again. This time the light came on right away, showing it finally accepted the charge. I let it sit for a full 2 hours so the cells could recover and balance properly. Once the charge cycle finished, I snapped the red pack back onto the drill to see if all that work paid off. The moment I pressed the trigger, the motor spun up strong and steady just like it used to. I tried it on a piece of aluminum to be sure, and it drilled without hesitation. Bringing a dead pack back to life like this feels good, especially when it saves you from buying a new one. Now that the red pack was working again, I wanted to show you another handy use for a strong battery. I grabbed a small AA battery, stripped the casing, and saved the graphite core. Then, I took 2 alligator clips and set them up so one clip held the graphite and the other connected to the pack's terminal with a washer. When you tap the graphite against the second clip, it heats up fast from the current. That heat is perfect for melting a small nail or staple into a cracked plastic piece. You press the hot metal into the crack and it bonds the plastic back together. It's a simple way to handle quick repairs without special tools. With the battery set up and the graphite core ready, I moved on to a real repair so you can see how this works in practice. I clipped a washer to each terminal on the red pack, then attached one alligator clip to the graphite and the other to a small metal nail I planned to melt into the plastic. When you touch the graphite to the second clip, the current makes the graphite glow and heat up almost instantly. That heat transfers right into the nail, turning it into a tiny plastic welder you can guide by hand. I placed the nail over a crack in a plastic piece, held it steady, and touched the heated graphite to it again. The nail warmed up enough to soften the plastic without burning it. I pressed it gently into the crack so the softened material wrapped around the metal and pulled the two sides together. Working slowly across the crack, the repair tightened up and formed a strong bond. Once it cooled, the joint felt solid to the touch and didn't flex at all. It's a simple method, but it gives you a dependable fix using tools you already have. Bringing that drill battery back to life and then putting it to work on a plastic repair shows how many good tools you still have right in your shop. You don't always need new gear when a little patience and a few simple steps can get your old tools running strong again. If you enjoy projects like this and want more practical fixes you can use at home, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss the next one.